Hello there everybody, Sam'sTrains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome back to another live stream. Particularly good mood today after England's win. Yeah, we did a really good job. I'm not going to talk about football, but I thought I'd better mention it anyway. So yes, hello everybody, welcome back to another live stream. Really excited to do this. I love doing these streams. I think of all the different types of videos I do, I think the streams are my favourite. So yes, I'm desperate to get started on this. First of all, it is really hot up here in the loft today, like seriously hot. So I've taken the decision to put the fan on over there. I've got a fan blowing on me. Now I don't think I've ever had the fan on for a stream before, so I don't really know. Oh, well, I know you'll be able to hear it, but is it really obnoxious? If someone could just let me know, is the fan a problem? Is it really, really loud? If it is, I'll knock it on the head and I'll live with it. I mean, I'm not bothered. But yeah, let me know. I'll keep an eye on the chat. So how's everybody doing? There's lots of people. Fuzzy Boy wanted a shout out, so I thought I'd better do that straight away. Sam'sTrains is saying hi. Christopher Calcutt says he's so excited. Storm Tiger King, I think it's Sturm Tiger King, not too sure, the names always get me. He's saying hi. Nurse Noodles 67, hello. I'm just going to say hello until I see anybody make a comment about the fan. Troublemaking Gamer says nope, no it's not. Okay, that's good. I think I did have it briefly on during a stream before, and then I switched it off because I was worried about it, but then listening back it didn't sound too bad, so we'll see how it goes. It's definitely a bit more comfortable up here anyway. So first of all then, I'm going to thank everybody's super chats from well, it wasn't last week, last stream, and there was quite a lot, so I'm going to just go through and thank everybody for all their support, of course. So this is George Davis, Michael Willis, Charles Curtis, Model Train Fan, Toads on Ice, The Ugly Duckman, Shining Time 4, The Ed32, Rob Humphreys, Lionel MPC, The Gentleman Nerd, I think it is, The Imperial Diamond Spinosaurus, Mayo Hosco, Cooper Green, Lee Molson, Battle of Britain Fan 375, Model Railway Works, Lucas Hagman, Nyrate Goal, and Ron Inita 1. And Ollie Turf has just sent one in right now to say keep up the good work. So thank you so much everybody for that. Obviously everybody from last week was entered to win the Jinty, and the Jinty competition carries on this week. So actually anybody who sent a super chat last week or last episode is free to enter again this time. It's all, well, it's not wiped off, everybody from last time still counts, but you're free to enter again this time. And to anybody who didn't enter last time, if you want to enter for the Jinty, all you have to do is send me a super chat for any amount, and I'll give you a massive shout out on the stream. And of course you'll be entered to win with a chance to win the Jinty in mid-August, I think it's going to be. That's when I'm going to do the draw. And obviously if you want to donate £5 or more, thank you very much first of all, but to also include in your message your request, include, well, any loco in my collection really, any rolling stock you like, and I will do that request for you right here in the show. So I also thought I should mention this because I've never really mentioned it before, but any money I do make from these shows, I'm not just going to sit back and get fat off that money. Basically any money I make from these live shows does go straight back into the channel. Like I say, it keeps the channel going, it funds new reviews, and in fact this past couple of streams has been funding a very special video which I hinted at last time. I'm not going to give anything else away about that this stream, I don't think, but perhaps during the next one I will announce the name of the new video that's coming out. Apart from that though, I'm not going to say anything about that now. I'm going to keep that a surprise. So I am going to be making time for requests during today's stream because obviously last stream there was loads and loads of them and I had to rush through them, which I don't like to do because obviously you guys are being generous and I want to make sure I've got enough time to run requests and say thank you. So I'm making sure there is some time for that today. But for now, let's just have a catch up. It's been 2 weeks since the last stream. It's been quite a long wait for me. So yep, let me know how everybody's going. Let me know if anybody's got any new good models recently that you think I should check out possibly, or anyway just general models that you've managed to pick up or bargains, anything like that. Laserjet's here, he says hello everyone. Kevin Portillo says the E2 tank engines are the best. The E2s are pretty good. I do like E2s. TARDIS Rescue is here today. He's popped in to say hello. Hi, Sam. If anyone's following Dan on Twitter, you will see that me and him had a little meet-up last week and we did a mini shunting challenge, which annoyingly we didn't film, Dan. We should have filmed some of that. I filmed a few clips, but I didn't do much. Super chats from the Ugly Duckman. He says, the Black 5 with food vans, please, Sam. And now you know why I asked earlier. Very good. Thank you for that, Ugly Duckman. I will absolutely do that. And also, Shining Time 4 says, could you please run the Class 52 BR green or maroon livery with Western stock? Thank you very much for the super chat, Shining Time 4. Unfortunately, I do only have the, what's it called now? It's the Desert Sand Class 52 livery. Hopefully that will be okay for you. I do have Western stock, so that's fine. No problem with that. Happy to be here, says Cassian Nigu. I'm very happy to be here too. And ET2 for the win, says Deep Gaming. They haven't announced ET2, have they? Good grief. Anyway, I thought I should also mention that Nyrate, Goal and Phil Jackson have already sent super chats for today before the stream started, so I better thank those. And those have both, I think, made requests already, so that's fine. Now, while I remember, I've promised a shout out for Ibrahim, I think I've said that right. He's 3 years old and he's a fan of the channel, so why not give him a shout out? I thought that would be quite nice to do. Okay, let's see what everyone's saying. Do you have a Class 50, says Peter C. Yes, I have a Class 50. I think it's called Rodney, which I always thought was a hilarious name for any loco, especially a big Class 50. Can I have a shout out, says Fredbear96. You absolutely can. I will do that right now. And hello, have you heard of Tugs, says Trains and Tugs. Of course I've heard of Tugs. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Tugs. There is a bigger fan here in the chat called Dan, and he knows who he is. It's TARDIS Rescue, of course. He's a big fan of Tugs. And actually, we live quite near where I think at least some, maybe all of the real Tugs, at least the models from the show, are housed there at the Midland Railway at Butterley. At least they were. Don't know whether they still are now, but some of them were. War Hero just sent a super chat. Thank you, War Hero. He says, hello, Sam. I look forward to all your locomotive reviews to possibly add to my collection. Could you run the Class 2P with a mixed train? Okay, so mixed train I assume means some passenger and some goods. So yes, of course I will do that. And to everyone who has super chatted so far, including you, War Hero, thank you very much. You're all entered to win this DCC Jinty, which I'll be drawing a winner for that in just, well, a month and a half's time, something like that. So you've still got a chance to enter, and the entries are going to be open all through today. Right, that's all great. Thank you everyone for a lovely welcome. It is great to be doing these streams. So let's get to it then, let's do something. Let me show you then what's been set up for today. So the title is Hornby Pacifics. In reality, there's not really going to be that much of a focus on the Pacifics. I'm just going to be running some right now to start with. Because I love running them. I love running Hornby Pacifics, and I actually probably need to make another running session with Pacifics, because I've done 4 6.0s, I've done 0.60s, I've done 4 4.0s recently, but not Pacifics, so I think it's about time I did that. But anyway, these are the Pacifics I'm going to be running today. As you can see, some quite unusual stuff going on. First of all, we have the City of Nottingham here, which is, oh, hang on, this was a request. Hang on, I must get this right, because I don't want to ignore anybody. Right, let's see here. So it was Nyrate Goal. He asked for the Coronation with some of the same colour coaches. So as you can see, we've got a maroon Coronation class. This is the unstreamlined version, of course. In the maroon, it has been weathered. It's City of Nottingham, and if you care about the running number, you might not, but if you do, the running number is 46251 in this beautiful maroon. And yep, Nyrate asked for maroon coaches, or the same colour coaches, so she's got some of these LMS coaches, just 4 of those. Then on the middle line, we have, well, we're hearing from the LNER, so this is not Mallard, as you might expect. It is my favourite, Gadwell. Really love that one. Ex-TTS locomotive. She doesn't have the sound anymore, as you know, because I popped the decoder, so my fault completely. She's got some teaks, and then this is the more unusual one, I suppose. This is Tangmere, number 34067. She is a West Country class. Or is she a Battle Britain? No, I think she's a West Country, but there's not a lot of difference. But what I've done, just to be a bit different, is I have put on the, let's see here, this will be the rebuilt Merchant Navy tender. So it's still a Bullet Pacific tender, but obviously it's in a different livery, BR well, early BR, in the blue, of course, which does sometimes happen. I've seen that Hornby have released some sort of Blooded Pacific with a non-matching tender. I don't really know the backstory behind that. It certainly wasn't a BR blue tender on a BR green loco, but you know, I thought it looked quite nice, so why not try it myself in some form? So that's that. She's got some Southern coaches, 3, 4, 5 of those, which I think is a fair rate for one of these, light Pacifics, of course. So let's get these going. Some lovely Hornby Pacifics, and yes, they all are Hornby. Not too sure why they're all Hornby. Well, I don't have very many Bachmann Pacifics, I suppose that's why. But yeah, I thought it would be nice just to do Hornby ones today. So let's get these going, and we'll spend just a couple of minutes watching these run around the layout. Let's see if we can catch that lovely coronation for Nyrate. Coming up the straight here. Aha, look at that. Yeah, I mean, sometimes weathered locos look alright, sometimes they don't. But to be honest, the coronation just looks fantastic weathered. I don't know whether I prefer it to be pristine or not. I'm not 100% sure. Whoa, I've caused a derailment. Hang on, hang on. Let me just stop the West Country class. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a shot of this. Right, let's see here. I want to show you what's going on. We want that shot. Oh no, oh, this is interesting. So, Tangmere is to blame here. That is the loco in question. She only has 2 of her coaches left. The other 2 have been... Do you know what? Did anyone else spot an extra guest on that train? Because if Bullman has got something to do with that... Bullman. Right, just bear with me. Very slight technical hiccup. This is normally where I would play elevator music if I had some, but I don't, so I'll just talk over it instead. So basically 3 of the coaches, you won't have seen this, but they're lying on their side, sticking out of the bookshelf, which is inconvenient because obviously if they're on a bit of straight track, which is easily accessible, you can fix it. But no, underneath the bookcase is a little bit more inconvenient. Right, so hopefully the 2 coaches that are still coupled to Tangmere will be on the track and they haven't derailed. So hopefully what I can do here is just reverse Tangmere. Now I don't hear anything from those coaches, so very, very hopefully they won't have derailed. Let's see. Sounds alright to me. Can anyone see anything shaking? Oh, no, 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 no. Did I not go far enough, or have they not coupled? I'm not 100% sure. Oh, no. It was derailed. Right, this is not going well, is it? So, yeah, basically, I've just noticed that one of the 2 coaches was indeed derailed, so I'm going to have to fix that. Oh, man, this was a rough start. I just, you know, I thought... We'll get some Hornby Pacifics running. It will be nice and relaxing. Everyone likes them. And then almost immediately we get a horrendous derailment. Right, I obviously didn't go far enough because I can't see. Right, everybody shout when I've got them. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, apologies for that technical hitch. Hopefully everything will be okay now. Let's watch Tangmere then. Keep an eye on those coaches, make sure everything is working as it should be. Cooper Green has just said, "Hey Sam, keep up the work." And hi from Australia, can we have an A4 pulling a rake of 15 mixed coaches banked by an A1 or an A3 Pacific? Oh, that's an interesting one. I'm going to have a look at whether my A3s or A1s have got a front coupling. If not, during the break I might have to go and pop a front coupling onto those. But that's not a problem, I think I can probably do that. Right, we'll wait here and we will wait for Gadwell, almost said Mallard there. We'll wait for Gadwell to do this. Come on Gadwell, there she goes. Up the main straight there, or up Gordon's Hill as it's also known. She is lovely, isn't she? She's only a railroad model, but I've always really loved her. She's just fantastic, isn't she? I'm really into any sort of train, says Justin. I have a small HO scale railway and I have the Bachmann, Henry and Thomas. What locos do you recommend for me to buy? Any brand, type of loco? Well, there you go. That is one to throw out to the audience. I would recommend probably, if you're into the sort of Thomas models, you probably like the Hornby Railroad range. That's probably the next logical step because they're not too expensive and they're also not too detailed, so you don't run the risk of damaging them too easily. Right, let me stop some of these engines then. There is Gadwell. I think we better stop these before they have another accident. There we go. just reverse Tangmere back into the shot. And the city of London, no, Nottingham. There we go. So thank you very much for those folks. Well, for the one request anyway, for the coronation, and I will definitely get on to the other requests in just a minute or two. So thanks for that. That was definitely quite an eventful start there. It doesn't help that it's so hot up here as well, charging around, putting coaches back on. But yeah, that's exactly what happened really when Daniel was here too. Just coaches everywhere, and me charging around trying to fix it. That's the way it goes normally. Anyway, can you run 3 9Fs triple heading with a big rake of Southern coaches and blood and custard coaches, please, says Leon Faze. Blimey, that's quite the request. If you want to super chat me for it, I will try, although I think only 2 of my 9Fs are DC and 2 of them are DCC, so I'm not really going to be able to mix those, but I could certainly do 2, I suppose. Hello Sam, says OG905. Remember me? Yes, of course I remember you. You used to comment quite a bit, and you still do, I guess, don't you? How was Pacific AC4? Do you mean A4, says Jessica Luna? It was fine, I guess. I don't understand the question. Can you run Flying Scotsman with some teaks, said Chris Rogers. Yeah, that sounds nice. Again, if you want to send a super chat for that, that's absolutely fine. Fat Monster says, please give me a shout out. Brilliant username there, Fat Monster. Yep, there you go. Hi Sam, this is my first stream with you, says Dallas Parnell. That is great to hear. Welcome in that case. Hope you enjoy it. Hopefully you enjoyed the disaster as well. I don't particularly enjoy disasters, but I know other people do. So, you know, I guess that was enjoyable for you. Almost BTCC time, says Mark. Well, hopefully I won't lose my mod to that. Hopefully not. West Coast Mainline is turning back into LNER, says Bradster Plays 21. Yes, indeed. What an interesting development. I suppose it'll be nice to say we've still got the LNER, you know, not been around for a little while. Jack Carter says, sorry I'm late. Hi Sam, I'm back, says Finn Stuff. Don't worry about being late. Like I always say, you can drop in here anytime. I just appreciate you coming. Can you do the Berkshire, says Gabriel Winter. Yes, I could do the Berkshire. Again, if you want to send a super chat and support the channel, absolutely, I would love to run the Berkshire. And I've actually got quite a bit more American rolling stock to run now, so actually that might be a good one to try with some new rolling stock. Do you remember me, says Heritage Railway Productions. Yes, your username definitely rings a bell there. What's your favourite locomotive, says Barry Zine. I think I've showed it really. It's probably Tangmere over there, the Bullet Pacific. Although to be honest, I'm very fond of basically all Bullet Pacifics. I really like my Canadian Pacific, that's the one. I really like Bibby Line, which is also a Merchant Navy class rebuilt. I'm really desperate to get the unrebuilt Merchant Navy. What is that noise? I keep hearing a I wonder if it's the fan. Anyway, lost my train of thought. I haven't actually got the unrebuilt Merchant Navy, just like the West Country over there was unrebuilt one. Haven't got one of the Merchant Navy, and Hornby are bringing another one out. It's going to be... Oh, you know what? I don't know. A lot of people know. It's BR Blue. I think it's something about South Africa, something like that. I'm not too sure. But anyway, I've got it pre-ordered. It was supposed to come out in November or something like that. But really annoyingly, it's been pushed forward to 2019. So it's going to be a while before I get one. But it does look nice, and it is expensive. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be a decent one. He's got 2 P classes, says Shining Time 4. I don't see who was asking about that. But yeah, I have the SECR Grey and the SECR Green one. They're the Hattons ones, and they really are lovely things. Now, I really am getting confused about these noises. Does anyone have any idea where these noises might be coming from? I'm investigating now. It's been like a high-pitched whining, but this time I heard a bit of speech with it as well. That is really strange. Let me have a listen. It was really quiet. So I don't even know if you guys will have picked it up. Did anybody hear it? It was only just loud enough for me to notice, but it was very irritating. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, Sam, says Stuart Bumstead. Why? What's happening tomorrow? Right, I think I must be going crazy then, but I definitely heard something. Right, what's next? Okay, so let's do... right, yeah, let's do some Wall of Fame stuff. Now, there's not too much for the wall this time, so it won't take me long to do it, so I've actually put it all together in one go. A few people have been asking how you send in photos for the Wall of Fame, and that's the Wall of Fame just behind me there. You get your photo on the wall. It doesn't cost you anything, I'll just do this because I like it, and it's nice to see everyone who's, you know, supporting me and who's watching, and it's nice, you know, to be able to see yourself on the wall, and I put your name on it as well, just your first name, mind. So if you want to send one of those, just email me a photo or a drawing or whatever you like to Sam'sTrains@outlook.com. There is my email address in the description, and I'll print those off, and I always show them during streams now. In fact, I save them up so that I can show them during streams. I used to just print them out and stick them up, but these days I do save it and show them. Okay, so we've got the fan on today, so I'm making sure these don't blow all over me, because that would be embarrassing. So this one is from Derek P. Oh, talk of the oh no, it's Oliver Cromwell. I thought it was a Hornby Pacific, but no, that is a Britannia or a Class 7, isn't it? But still very, very nice. A BR standard Class 7 at least. So that's very nice. I don't recall actually seeing that one in real life, so that's pretty nice. Ethan A has got here what looks like perhaps a Hornby Dublo steam crane or something like that. It's quite similar to the ones I've got from Hornby. It might even be the same or similar sort of thing that's been updated. But yeah, that does look like the Hornby Dublo version. I'm guessing. It may not be, but it's very nice. I did hear that again. That's weird. It sounds as though it might be my iPad, but the sound's definitely off. Strange. Okay, Mayo H sent in this. It's some sort of American passenger train, or I assume it's American. It could be some other hot place. Doesn't look like it's from the UK though, does it? So if anybody knows, let me know. This is Rayan, sent quite a few pictures. What he actually did, this is quite cool. You remember those, I'm sure loads of you would have had them, those little Duplo, well you can see them here, little Duplo four-wheeled carts which you can couple together and make trains out of. He's used those and then put, like, he's made his own train to go on top, or loco to go on top, which is very cool. I've got some of those in a box down there, I used to play with them. So that is an idea after my own heart, so thank you Rayan for sending that in, that's very cool. And then lastly today we have Leon P, which with what looks like a Stania Class 4 tank, I'm going to guess. If anyone wants to look up the running number, it's 80092. So if you want to look that up, I think it's a Stania Class 4 tank, or it might even be a Class 5 tank. I think it's 4. Very, very lovely in the BR crest there, well, BR livery, early BR. Yeah, really, really like that. So thank you, Leon. I will get those up on the wall for you, which is fantastic. Right, so what I'm going to do now then is I have quite a few requests, so I'm going to note down the first 3. Let's take a look here, and we will get, I'll probably have maybe a short break and get some of those set up. So let's see, in fact let's go through and I will thank all of the super chats from this stream so far. So Phil Jackson, thank you very much. Nyrate Goal, Ollie Turf 26, The Ugly Duckman, Shining Time 4, War Hero, Cooper Green, and I've just seen Silverbolt 112, what's he saying? He says, hello Sam, I'd like to thank you for helping me into this hobby. Your getting started vid especially. Total cost for my first setup was $51.69, which is £38. Wow, that's incredible. To think, actually, you managed to get track, a controller, locomotives and rolling stock for £38. It's pretty incredible. I wonder if anyone can beat that. There you go, that's this week's challenge. I doubt it though, that is seriously good. Right, so let's get some of these requests down then. Let's get back to the start. So we had Phil Jackson's request, which was to see Tommy, he's got a nickname now, Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle facing in the correct directions, because he's quite right, every time I run Annie and Clarabelle, they always face the wrong way. So I will try to rectify that today. He says that Annie needs to be facing forwards and Clarabelle needs to be facing backwards. Sounds simple enough, I managed to cock it up pretty much every time. And he wants a Stania BSK/BCK in Crimson/Cream at the back, thanks. Now I don't think I have any Stania coaches in Blood and Custard, but I do have some, I think they're BR Mark 1s or something like that, so I'm hoping that will have to do, but they are in Blood and Custard, so that's okay. Let's put Phil's down. I actually have that one set up already because he sent it before the stream, so that's fine. Then we have the Ugly Duckman. I'll put Ugly D, pardon the expression. He wanted to see the Black 5 with food vans. Oh no, you'll make me hungry now. There we go. Yep, food vans. Oh, there's lots to choose from. Yes, we'll get some food vans. That sounds nice. And then, of course, yes, shining time for he wanted to see the Class 52 with BR green or maroon livery with Western stock. Oh no, that was right. Yeah, okay. So it was Western. Yep, I could do that, that's absolutely fine. So, anyway folks, what I will do is I'll go for a quick break, don't go anywhere, although it is a hot day, so get yourself a drink or a snack or something like that. Yeah, it's getting on now, you might as well. No need to just forget about the diet until tomorrow. I won't be too long, all I've got to do is get this stuff off the track and set up the new stuff, so it might be 5 minutes, it hopefully won't be a lot more than that. But if it is, just bear with me. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I won't be long, hopefully, and I'll see you in just a few minutes. Alright folks, I'll be back very soon. Alright folks, that's all sorted out. Hopefully that wasn't too long, I wasn't timing it or anything, but it did feel like quite a while. So anyway, that's all sorted out. There it is, all sorted up, sorted out even, so I will show you that. Oh, hang on, what has happened here? Right, you might think I've just been lazy here by putting just 3 wagons onto the Black 5. What? Ah, right, okay. I obviously backed her up and she left the rest of them behind here. Seriously, I thought I'd literally lost my mind then, because I've just spent the last 5 minutes putting a decent train of wagons onto here, and I switched to it and there's only 3 wagons. Seriously, oof. I really thought I was going to the hospital then, seriously. Thought something had gone wrong inside my head. Well, you know, more wrong than usual. But no, she's got quite a big train on there, as you can see, all sorts, and actually I am pretty hungry after that. There's bread, what else? Weetabix, Kit Kat, fish fingers, Kellogg's. So probably not the kind of stuff you'd want in a meal, you know, it's a bit all over the place, but lots of food anyway. So anyway, welcome back. If you've only just joined, well, what's already happened? We've run some Hornby Pacifics, as per the video. I seem to be losing my mind. I've heard some strange noises. I still didn't work out what those were. I don't know if anybody else did. Yeah, whatever. And we've had some requests, and of course if you want to make a request, you can do. Just send me a super chat. That will be very, very helpful to supporting the channel. And anybody who does send a super chat will be entered to win this lovely DCC fitted Jinty in just a month or so's time. It won't be too long at all. So yeah, you can win that. And like I say, if you want to send a request, just send me £5 or more and include the request, and I will absolutely do that. And on top of that, thank you very, very much to everyone who has supported me today with that. You really are invaluable for you know, helping to keep this channel alive, and I'm really, really grateful. So thank you, everybody. Right, let's do this then. Let's try and get some of these running. So what have we got here? So I did get the Western, as I said, yes, it is the desert version. So that is shining time for. The Ugly Duckman asked for the Black 5 with the food vans. Those are the ones that made me hungry. They're in the middle. And then Philip Jackson asked for Thomas, or Tommy, as he will now be known, with Annie and Clarabelle. Now, before we get started, is Annie and Clarabelle, well, you might not be able to tell, but anyway, Annie's face is here, looking this way, and Clarabelle's face is there, looking that way. So I think that's right. I'm no expert when it comes to Thomas and Friends, but I think that's right. Well, that's what Phil asked for anyway, so hopefully that's okay. Off you go then, Thomas. That's the Hornby Thomas, just to give the Hornby Thomas a bit of a run today. Then we have the Black 5. Hopefully she'll manage all of this, with incidentally a nice new LMS brake van on the back, which is really quite nice in the grey there. And then we have the Western, of course. It's a Lima Western, forwards if you will, Mr. Western. There we go, fantastic. So let's watch these run then. I've just noticed that the Hornby Thomas seems to have cut itself out. Train Fan 28 sent 79 pence. Thank you very much for that, Train Fan. Right, let's find out what's wrong with the Hornby Thomas. Now I reckon, because he hasn't run too much recently. Right, this is interesting. I'm not going to be able to reach him, I don't think. Obviously, I've been running the Backman Thomas quite a lot recently, so the Hornby one hasn't had a chance to run. But we'll let him warm up, and hopefully after a couple of minutes, he should be fine. So let's keep an eye on him. I'm not absolutely sure when he was due a service. Probably it might be soon, I'm not absolutely sure. Shining Time 4 says, yeah, correct, so that's good. I'm glad I managed to get that right. It doesn't hurt to get things right once in a while. Literally there are a group of people that get quite cross every time. Well, not cross, but they seem to be quite annoyed by the fact that I just can't get them right. I don't know why, You know, I'm a bit ignorant when it comes to Thomas and Friends. So there is the Western just really piling past the Black 5 there. Let's watch how this unfolds. Oh yeah, she's overtaken by a mile now. Going quite fast is that Lima, and they often do actually, they are quite speedy things. But she looks good and quite nice with the Western stock. Of course, the Class 52 is a Western region diesel, so it makes sense to run her with Western stock. And there goes Thomas. Everybody, let's give Thomas a round of applause. He has now made it around the layout, an entire lap without, well, not derailing, but without cutting out. So that's good. Well done, Thomas. Thomas likes getting compliments thrown his way. It makes him perform better somehow. So there he goes. There goes Thomas. Now I've said that, he'll almost certainly fly off the track in smoke and flames, won't he? But no, hopefully he'll be okay. Alright, some very cool requests there. Thank you very much for those, and we will get on to some more requests quite shortly. I think there are some more to do, aren't there? So we will get to those. So there you go, Thomas. We'll stop you just there. Let's see if you can get over the express points now that you've warmed up. Let's do it nice and slow. Incredibly, yes. So that really shows, doesn't it? Just what a little warm-up can do. It's quite impressive, that. Alright, well done, Thomas. You can wait there. We've got the Western. There we go. And while we wait for the Black 5, I'll tell you a bit more about the Western. So this one is Western Enterprise, D1023. Now, I seem to remember when I reviewed this, people were telling me that that number doesn't match with the name Western Enterprise. So it's D1023 if you want to look that up. I think I did look it up and they are right, I think it's wrong. It was on the cards that perhaps a previous owner might have either renamed or renumbered this, but actually no, apparently Lima did just produce it like that, so goodness knows why, but it's quite interesting. It's not very often that a manufacturer makes a mistake. Oh, is it heck? Yeah, not. But no, it's quite interesting that. And it's quite incredible, really, isn't it, that people will spot things like that. I'm nowhere near that train savvy to know, you know, when something's wrong like that. But there are people out there who are, so hats off to them, I mean, really. Okay, let's have a look then. Let's see how everybody's doing. Stop, says Tank Engine 75. Why, what happened? Thomas might die soon, said Matty Splatty. Yeah, that's the trouble when I start tempting fate. When things are running nicely, I should keep my mouth shut. Because it's when I start saying, oh, things are running brilliantly now, that's when the derailments happen. So if I can just stop that, that'll be fine. LMS Fan 11 says hi, so hello to you. Trains and Tugs says D199. So is that the correct number for Western Enterprise? Let's look at this, shall we? Because that's quite interesting. Class 52 Western Enterprise. Let's get this up so that you can see. What do I need to do? Screen capture. There we are. Right, let's have a quick look here. Let's search for Western Enterprise. Oh, okay. So it's D1000. Is there any others called with the same name out of interesting? No, it is definitely D1000, as you can see, in the Desert Sand livery. Astonishing. Look at all these. 1, 2, 3 preserved, 4, 5, 6, 7 preserved. Blimey, I didn't realise there was as many as that. So that's quite nice. There are lots of the Class 52s preserved, but sadly not Western Enterprise. It says she was scrapped. Oh, interesting. It says she was scrapped at Swindon. No date just there. Let's see if it tells you up here. So yeah, it says 74 were produced and 7 were preserved. They were retired between 1973 and 1977. Oh, well, that's quite interesting. A little bit of a digression there, but yeah, bit of railway history. Should do a bit more of that. But yeah, that's quite interesting. So yeah, it looks as though Lima did get that one wrong. Interesting. So I wonder what number 1073 or whatever it was, which one was that actually? Not too sure. Anyway, let's see how everybody's getting on. He's saying, Stuart Bumstead is saying, I'm off to Cyprus tomorrow. Sam, can I please have a shout out? Yeah, of course you can, Stuart. Have a nice time in Cyprus. Never been to Cyprus, so if anyone's from Cyprus, I doubt it, but if it's nice there, I will definitely make a trip there one day. I have no money, says Dallas Parnell. Well, you're not alone, certainly in this hobby. Not many of us have much money left after we bought a couple of locos. Hey Sam, can you do the flying bullman where you take the flying Scotsman and pull bullman with it, says the Ultramaster. That sounds like a solid plan. We'll definitely have to try that one day. Do snups please, says Gallium Gamer. Absolutely, I will do some snups later on. And while we're at it, if anyone's got some questions, anything at all, if you want to ask questions about me, about my railway, anything like... Talking of the devil, I didn't even realise he was there. Any questions at all, let me know and I will be glad to answer them because we've got some time before I do some more requests. Western Enterprise will be my character, says Tank Engine 78. Interesting. Does that mean you're starting a new series or something with characters? I know someone named Cypress. Oh really, says Matty Splatty. That's interesting. I don't think I do. Yay, he noticed me, says Ultramaster. Now the LMB channel has put in capital letters shout out. So I guess he wants to shout out. So we'll do that. I'm driving a train Friday, says Michael Forster. Oh, that's cool. Which one? Will it be a 9F? How did you get into modelling, says MMR Productions. Well, TARDIS Rescue's watching today, so it was my friend Dan. He was actually telling me the story of this on Thursday when he came over. He says, what was it now, a brand new Bachmann Henry, I think he said, or it might have been an Edward, I think, as well. He'd only just got them, and me and my friend Peter went over to his house, and they were there. He was just getting them running, and me and Peter, you know, just had a little go on the controller, and I got hooked. Peter didn't, and I'm still doing it today. It took me a few years to catch on, but did get it in the end. Max, he won't get copyrighted, says MDH Games. What does Max? Please edit that out, you might get copyrighted, says Max. You can't get a copyright strike for mentioning a brand or anything like that. I don't know what you mean, but no, you're more than welcome to talk about stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Especially if I'm talking over it, which I am, so that's fine. Yoda, one of them is named Timothy, said Kevin. Is that one of the Class 52s, or are we talking about something else? I'm not too sure, I might have walked into a conversation there. When did the Sentinels retire? I'm not an expert on the Sentinels. I know there are a lot of them still around, especially at Heritage Railways. Some of them at least are still running to get today, so there are some Sentinels still going. MMR says noticed. Put Bullman into the track, please, says Genta. Put him into the track. That sounds a little scary. I don't know how you would do that. Do you own the Bachmann Henry yet, says Dylan Lynch. No, not yet, but I will try and get one at some point. They are a little pricey though, I've noticed. I seem to be saying that all the time, don't I? But yes, seem to be quite expensive, at least in UK. Oh, the Wikipedia article, said Max. No, it was for educational purposes, so you can show Wikipedia, no problem. Right, okay, let's do some more of these requests then. Oops, drawn on my arm. I always do that. Not very good with pens, I'd rather type, you know what I mean. But no, needs must here. So, let's see. So we got up to Shining Time, didn't we? So, War Hero. Oh, I like the look of this one. He says, can you please run the Class 2P with a mixed train? Now, which Class 2P shall we go for? I've got the S&DJR Blue or the BR Black. So the first one I see in the chat, you need to say BR Black or S&DJR Blue. First one I see is the one I will pick. Cooper Green, can we have an A4? Oh my goodness, this is an interesting one. With 15 coaches with a banker. And the banker is an A1 or A3. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I have to double check whether any of my A1s or A3s have got a front coupling on them already. If not, it might take too long to find one. So we'll do that. I think that's all. That's all for now. So if you've got a request, feel free to send it in through Super Chat if you like, and I will add that in. Let's just see if anyone's decided on which livery we need. I've just seen Alan Barker say BR Black, so it is going to be the black one. Okay, cool. Let's get to that then. Let's, in fact, I can't just walk away. I've got to change the camera too. So luckily, I have lots of coaches out already, as you can see over there on the on the right-hand side of the screen. So we'll use some of those, I think. So which train can stay on? We will probably, shall we leave the Thomas train on? If we take the Western train off, then we can use some of those coaches, can't we? Right, let me put the Western somewhere. I have to put it up somewhere so I don't stamp on it, of course. And I think the next job is, just for the time being, to move the Black 5 out the way. Just so that I don't knock her flying too. So shall we sort the coaches out first then? So we've got 4 already, so we need 6 more to make it up to 10. How many did he want? 15 coaches, oh crikey. Right, and this is going to be interesting. But the thing is, I think we will need a banker because the Hornby A4 may struggle with 15 coaches. But we'll have to see. Right, I need to keep track of this. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. And then we're on to the teaks. Oh, look at this. I think we have exactly 15 coaches. That's really lucky. Obviously I've got more back at the shelves, but it's just quite convenient not to have to go and put some more on. Right, I'm going to be careful here not to be ramming these too hard now, because I don't want to cause a derailment. Right, let's just double check this is 15, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we are. Oh, and just one more, 15. Crikey, this is quite a heavy load now. I mean, just moving that. Oh yes, that is a heavy one. Right. I'm just thinking how to do this. Yeah, we'll put Mallard on. Well, not Mallard, we'll use Gadwell since she's ready. She's here to hand. And then if she can't haul this lot forwards, I might just have to help her forwards until we get the banker set up. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, Gadwell. Oops. Let's get you on properly. I want to start out properly with this, don't I? If I put the tender on wrong or something, things will undoubtedly go wrong. Right, let's try that. Can she actually haul 15 coaches? Oh, amazingly she can. That's incredible. Look, no hands, I'm not interfering. But I won't do it for long because I don't want to burn the motor out. And now she's started going around the curve. As you can see, this lot has slowed down. So let's help. And now let's take a look, see if any... He's been quite kind. He said it can be an A1 or an A3, which makes things a little bit easier. At the moment, I'm thinking about the Bachmann A1, but no, looking at that, that hasn't got a front coupling fitted at the moment. Let's have a look at maybe the Woolwinder. That's an A1. No front coupling there. Oh no, in fact. Oh, I suppose we could use a Tornado, perhaps. Tornado's an A1. Let's have a look. Where is my Tornado? The BR Blue Tornado does indeed have a front coupling on it. Is that my DCC fitted one? I can't honestly remember. Let's find out. No, I don't think it is. In which case, this is going to work out quite nicely because we've got Mallard in Garter Blue and then Tornado in BR Blue. So that should complement quite nicely, I would think. Right, let's just see if she is on DC or not. Yep, I think that is DC, so we're good to go on that. Right, now I've got to be careful doing this because I've got to go to Tender Towers and pick up the tower. However, last time I did this, I pulled the microphone cable out of the computer and my voice went dead. So I've got to be careful not to do that. So anyway, if my voice does go dead, that's why I haven't abandoned you. I just probably pulled the microphone cable out. Okay, I've got the tender. Really quite a nice little tender this for the Hornby Tornado, of course, in the lovely early BR Blue. Yeah, like this. Okay, let's get this coupled. It's quite a fiddly tender to get coupled, although having said that, very, very luckily I managed to get that on straight away. Right, let's see how this goes. There may be a bit of a derailment issue with this because it is a big long train and I have a feeling that the A1 here might be faster than the A4, which means we're going to have quite a lot of pushing going on. But let's see if it will move. Hopefully it will. Yep. I think the key is going to be to keep that nice and slow, keep it nice and steady. Oh, yeah, we have got an issue. Now that might be just because I was slowing it down, but yeah. Not too good. So it looks as though we might have a bit of a mismatch with speed here, but we will try it. We'll try it once more. I'll tell you what, let's take this off the straight, if I can. Or off the curve even. Very carefully pull this lot back. Right, and then it's a bit easier to manage, of course, on the straight. Right, let's see. Yes, this is the peril of 15 coaches. Usually I wouldn't run 15 coaches in a stream, but it was asked for, it was requested, so I will at least try. You can see that I'm trying. Right, that's the tender back on. Now what I'm going to do is just have a quick look up the train and make sure all of the coaches are still on, especially on the curves. Let's have a look. Looks like that one might be off, although no, it looks alright to me. Right, let's see how that is. I'll tell you what, we'll leave the train there until we're ready to run. We'll sort out the other one first. There we go. Right, so that is sorted. So what we need now, if I remember correctly, it was the 2P in the BR Black. with the mixed train. So let's do that. First of all, we need the black 5 off. Go on, black 5, bring your train forwards. Okay, now it was a mixed train, which means we need a mixture of goods and passenger stock. So what I will do is take the black 5 off, because she does not feature in the request. So there we go. And I'll leave about half of the goods on, I reckon. What do you think? I think last half. So we'll cut it off at Weetabix. There we go. We'll leave the fish fingers and the Kellogg's fans on there. These can go then. Because obviously the P2, not the P2, no, the P2 is very strong. The 2P, the 440, is not a mighty engine, so you don't want to be stressing that out too much. So there's that. Let me just go and grab some coaches. What do you reckon? LMS coaches or some Pullmans? I think Pullmans will look just fine coupled up to a goods train. Yeah, why not? Let's get a couple of Pullmans then. That ought to be fun. Rightio. Sorry about this anyway. I suppose some people might enjoy seeing me mess around with rolling stock and things. It might infuriate some people, I'm not sure. Right, so 2 Pullmans. And then I think it was Alan Barker who I saw first saying the BR Black version. So that's the one I'll run. There we go. That looks fine. That looks like a good load for a 2P. So let me find the 2P. That's the next job. Where are you, 2P? Here we are. So this is an early British Railways 2P. It hasn't got the crest on it or anything. It really has just got the text. And this actually, having said that, actually, I've just said that it's not very strong, but it is actually the tender-driven version, is this, which is actually quite strong. So hopefully she won't have any trouble with that. Let's see. Yep, no real trouble. Okay, right, the dreaded banker train. Let's have a look. I think we'll put the camera on Tornado because I think if there's going to be a problem, it's going to be with Tornado. So let's watch this. Fingers crossed, please, everybody. I've got mine crossed. Go on, Tornado. Give it a good push. Not too fast. No. Nope, it's not happening. Uh-oh. So I think the problem is Tornado's just a little bit too fast. And Tornado's also extremely powerful. She's got a very heavy chassis, which means she's not just going to wheel slip here. She's really going to force this train forwards. So I think we might have to modify this request very slightly. I'm going to pinch Tornado. I think we're still going to need her because I don't think the Gadwell is powerful enough to haul the train on her own. But I think what we're going to have to do is make both engines stick to the one end, just to make things a bit simpler. So let me help this on its way back. Now Gadwell doesn't have a front coupling, so I think Gadwell's going to have to go at the front, which again isn't ideal because Tornado's going to be forcing her forwards. But yeah, needs must, I think. We'll just have to see how this goes. Like I say, oops, I stopped the wrong train. But no, I think it is only the Tornadoes that have the front couplings fitted. I noticed the Bachmann A1 that I looked at a little while ago in a review, that does have a NEM pocket on the front, but it doesn't have a coupling fitted, and it's a bit fiddly to fit one. I mean, it's straightforward enough, but I haven't really got time to be fiddling around, and I know you guys don't want to see me fiddle around with it, so let's try this. There we go. Now, I know you're excited, Tornado, but there's no need to go hell for leather like that. It's like a bull in a china shop. Right, so anyway, at least these two are together, and at least they should have enough power now to haul 15 coaches. Make sure that's not derailed. Okay, take 3, I think. Okay, forwards then. Right. Keep it nice and slow, and let's see what happens, shall we? Oops, no. Something else is wrong. Let's have a look. This isn't going well, is it? Right, what's the matter now? Are the points okay? Yeah, I don't think it was the points. Just looks like Gadwell doesn't like to double head. She has run away. Let's try one more time and then we'll let Tornado do it on its own. I'm actually not convinced that I didn't derail the tender. And if the tender was derailed, that would explain why it didn't stay coupled. I know, 2P, yes, you're doing well. There's no need to gloat. Right, let's try this one more time. Take 4. Not too fast. Okay. That looks to be perhaps a little bit more stable now, and I'll keep, well, we can get Thomas running. Thomas shouldn't be in the way of any of this, so hopefully that'll be fine. Right, let's keep eyes on this train then, because I think that's going to be the one to watch, isn't it? Let's see. Mobius, there it goes. No hood, said Trains and Tugs. No hood. There goes the 2P, remarkably well behaved, isn't she, compared with the others? Looks alright to me. Can anyone see any issues there? Can't hear anything wrong. And there goes the 2P. I can't help thinking she's being a bit smarmy here, just showing off at how faultless her performance is. But no, can't complain. And that is quite a lot of coaches, isn't it? I mean, just look at that. It's crazy. Upton Gamer says, yep. Adam Rushton, really? Hi, Michael Jackson fanbade. Why did Gresley never build an A2, said Dylan Lynch. I suppose the honest answer is he didn't need to. The A4s literally could do anything asked of them at the time, as far as I know. And obviously, at that time, World War II was around, so there wasn't really an awful lot of money in the railways, so if they could get around without spending more money on new classes, I guess they would. But eventually, of course, we needed more powerful stuff, and then Peppercorn came along and sort of redesigned the A1s. And then called them A1s as well. But really, I suppose, well, I don't know why they were still classified A1. If anybody knows, because they were more powerful than the old A1s. The Gresley ones, anyway. So it's a little bit confusing, isn't it? But yeah, I'm not sure, really. It's my thoughts on it, anyway. Okay, so let's not push our luck anymore with the double header from hell. I'm going to speed up the 2P, and I'm going to speed up Thomas and get those back at the front. Thomas appears to be stopped again. Honestly, Thomas, what are you like? Right, so I've changed the direction on Thomas's train. And so if I give him a nudge, he'll come back. Go on, Thomas. Interestingly, he's stopped in the exact same spot again, which is strange because there was no curve or anything there. So I don't know what caused that. Very odd. But there we go. And there we go. So thank you for those requests. Very, very nice. As always, I've enjoyed running those. So that's cool. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing those as well. It was certainly eventful anyway, wasn't it? Very eventful. Right, the LMB channel says, Sam, buy the entire Sir Nigel Gresley collection. The gloss finish is so fantastic. I agree, it is fantastic. And the price of it isn't too bad now. I think it's under £400, isn't it? Which means, you know, less than 100 quid each for each engine. That's not bad at all, except now I've got Woolwinder, so there'd be no point in buying all four. But I do quite fancy that LNER green A4 in the gloss. That has tickled my fancy a little bit, so I might have to look at that. He doesn't, Daniel, says Shining Time 4. Who said that? Daniel Cutting. Hi, do you have the blue rapier train? Says Daniel Cutting. No, I don't have that one. In fact, when I was first shopping for my first ever train set, it was a toss-up between that and the blue Highlander. I don't know why I was choosing two blue sets with blue in the title. I don't know. But anyway, I decided I'd quite fancy steam rather than, well, is it an electric, I suppose? Or diesel electric? Anyway, I decided I'd rather have steam, so I went with the blue Highlander instead, which came with a little pocket rocket. So that was that. Upton Gamer says, do a train crash. Well, I think we've had enough crashes today, for example. But there is a train crash coming up soon in one of my videos. I'm not going to say any more about that, but it wasn't an accident for once. Pacific CY says, hello Sam, how are you doing, mate? I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing? Nice to hear from you. The gloss set is awesome, says Sammy B. Videography. Yes, it is awesome. I mean, I did a review on the Woolwinder. Shall I get it? She's worth showing, isn't she? The Woolwinder, is she an A3 or an A1? I don't remember. Whatever she is, she's Gresley, obviously, and not Peppercorn. And I'm pleased to say, even though I've had her for, you know, quite a while now, she's still got a nice finish on her. I was worried that it might get a little bit scratched up or whatever, but no, it is still absolutely fine. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. And for less than 100 quid, that has got to be pretty good, hasn't it? It really is fantastic. Again, if you haven't seen this, look at my review for it. Just YouTube search Hornby Woolwinder and you'll find it. It really is something splendid. Really, really nice. Okay, what shall we do now then? We've got a couple of minutes left, so shall we do some snups? I will quickly show some snup stuff. Let's get onto the screen capture then. And here we are. Let me go to me, and we'll look at some of the people that have followed me. I think that's what I normally do. And then what I'll also do is look at the feed, because that will show me who's active right now. So we have the Imperial Diamond Spinosaurus. I know he's been quite a big supporter, so we'll have a look at him. Look at this. Thomas in real life, or ERTL, I'm not absolutely sure what that stands for. So he's got Thomas with a Santa hat. I better leave that a wow, hadn't I? I don't know, is that an official toy with a Santa hat, or have you added that? I'm not too sure. That is the D621. I believe that's the official Hornby one, so that's quite a rare item. Bertram, never seen that before. That looks quite interesting. His face looks quite hilarious on there, doesn't it? Elizabeth Washburn says, can you get daylight out? Yeah, if you want to drop a request for that, I can get daylight running. We have Derek, not painted by him, he hastens to add. Either Derek has been eating chocolate cake or he's been through the mud. I don't know if he's done a Bruce Bogtrotter there. Maybe. That's a strange reference to bring into a live stream about model railways, never mind. Right, let's take a look at the feed then, because I think we'll see some interesting stuff. So we have Class 9002, who's added some new stuff. He's got some Lima GUV Motorrail Intercity Grey coaches, I'm going to guess that says. Lots of coaches, it looks like. We have Mike the GWR fan here. Oh, these look quite interesting. Not what we're used to seeing here, actually. Have I ever shown Lego trains before? We have a Class 60. And come on, to say these are Lego, they are really quite impressive, aren't they? Perhaps that, maybe those are less so, but that one looks like a railroad model, doesn't it? I mean, maybe railroad models wouldn't have eyes on the front like that, but besides that, it really is quite impressive. So that's cool, thank you for sharing those, Mike. I'm not sure whether he's watching or not, maybe. Andrew Keeley, oh look at this, a Bachmann Jinty. With, yeah, absolutely lovely. LMS livery, of course. It does really knock the socks off the Hornby one, that does, doesn't it? Really quite nice, that. There's been a lot of Jinties about this week. I won't say any more about that, but I have got a review of a Jinty coming up soon, which should be quite nice. We have Unilee's cakes and things. Not absolutely sure what they're doing on my feed, but no problem. Charles Curtis has got his Mallard. That looks nice. Let's wow that one. Edward Gordian. Oh, look at these. Some Marklin engines. We'll have a quick look at these then. Aha, look at those. Now that looks like it is 2-rail. I always thought Marklin was 3. I must be thinking of a different brand. But I'll probably give that a like. A wow even. BR103. Let's see this. Oh, that's nice as well. Quite old-fashioned looking, isn't it, that? But I like the streamlining. Art Deco, that's probably what you'd call it. BR151024-7. Quite nice. That's quite similar to one of the engines I drove on Train Simulator. Might even be the same thing. Oh, and he's got some Marklin magazines. I wonder if these are vintage ones. They do look like vintage ones. Anybody see a date on there? No. Is that 03? Does that mean issue 3? Oh no. It is modern. July 2017. Okay. Oh well, that's still pretty cool. Not a vintage one, but I guess it's got more up-to-date models and things on it. Okay, so let's talk about next week then. What videos have I got coming up soon? So I've got another TTS locomotive review, see if anyone can guess what that would be. It's been quite a while, I think, since I actually reviewed a loco with TTS sound, which stands for twin track sound. It's basically quite a budget, affordable digital sound system, which is really cool that Hornby do. I really personally quite like those, so yeah, really looking for that. And then on Saturday I've got a brand new type of video. I forget what that is now. It just says plus brand new type of video. Oh yep, it's a comparison video. There we go. So this is one I've been asked for quite a lot. 2 engines that are quite popular on my channel, and a couple of people have been asking me to compare them, so I'm absolutely going to do that. That's coming Saturday. And also, the next Sam'sTrains live stream is going to be on the 29th of July. So that's the next stream like this, but I am also going to start doing more servicing streams. I'm going to do another one of those on Friday morning at 10 AM BST, which is GMT +1, I believe. I know that's quite an irritating time of day. I know at 10 in the morning a lot of people aren't going to be around, but if you are, feel free to drop in and look at that. I'm just going to be servicing engines. It's going to be one camera looking down at me. It's actually engines that I've got to service, so I'm not just doing it for a show. I really am going to be servicing them, and people said they quite enjoyed it. I just left the stream on. It lasted for 2 or 3 hours, something like that, and I literally just serviced engines. So hopefully if you can join me for that, like I say, I know it's a bad time of day, but if you can join me for that, please do. And yep, you're very welcome to come in, sit in and watch, and I'll just be servicing normally 5 engines. And on top of that, if I do have some time on Saturday morning, I'll do the same again. So obviously if you're at work on Friday, you might be able to catch the Saturday one. But yes, Friday morning, 10 AM UK time, I will be doing that. So hopefully if you can join in, that would be a lot of fun. Are you going to be on LaserJet stream, Sam, says Upton Gamer. I haven't heard anything about that. If asked, I guess so. Yeah, why on earth not? Max's Model Railway, nice Marklin trains. Marklin is normally 3-rail. You could run Hornby Dublo locos on analog, since they are 12 volts DC. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I thought all Marklin stuff was 3-rail, but that really did look like 2-rail, so maybe it's just posing on 2-rail track. But if it's true that they do produce 2-rail HO stuff, I might have to try some of it, and that's quite good. Can you run 3 9Fs triple heading with a big rake of southern coaches with blood and custard coaches, please, says Leon. Yeah, I might be able to do 2, like I said, if you want to super chat me for it. We'll have to leave that till next time now because we're almost out of time. But my other 2 are DCC fitted, so I'm not going to be able to sort of mix them, otherwise one of them will be ramming up the others, like Tornado was today. Jeff Walker says, why no DCC? Just because the system's not set up today. My DCC system is Railmaster, so I've got to turn on the computer over there and connect all the tracks up to the DCC controller. So I can do it, but not without notice, and me fiddling around with controls and things while everybody's waiting for me isn't too great. But if I do decide to do a DCC stream one day, I can set that up beforehand and do it, no problem. Thank you to Big Donk, which is probably not a phrase I should be uttering here on the show. But he says, first donation, keep up the good work, mate. Thank you very much, Big Donk. Oh, said it again. Stop saying Big Donk. There may be kids watching. Well, I'm off. It's been a great stream today and a good time. Looking forward to the next one already. Goodbye all, says the Ugly Duck Man. Thank you very much, Ugly Duck Man, for your support. I think I'll be off in just a minute too before I pass out up here. So as I said, yeah, the next stream is going to be on the 29th of July. Again, you'll be able to enter to win the Jinty during that stream too. And I guess if you come along to the servicing stream on Friday, you'll be able to enter for that as well. But before I go, if you want to start sending in your goodbyes, I'll do some final shout-outs. But I better go through my super chats for today and thank everybody who's been kind enough to contribute. So what date is it? It is the 24th. So we have Nyrate Goal, thank you very much. Ollie Turf 26. The Ugly Duck Man, Shining Time 4, War Hero, Cooper Green, Silverbolt 122, Charles Curtis, Trainfan 28, Jack Clark, and Big Donk. Thank you very much. I think Jack Clark did also send a request. He wants to see Hornby Pacific, a slightly mixed goods trains on one of yours. So thank you for that, Jack. I won't forget that. I will add that to the next stream. I'm sorry it's so long to wait, but I will absolutely do that. Thank you for the support. And finally, Big Donk. So thank you to all of you. I've said Big Donk again. Just ignore me, I'm sorry. And everyone, obviously, who's donated today is entered to win the Jinty. It's not too long now before I will draw it, but you've still got some time. So thank you very much for that. And for now, I think that is pretty much all I've got to say today. So thank you all for watching. Heritage Railway Productions is saying bye. Christopher Calcutt is saying goodbye, great live stream. Thank you very much, glad you enjoyed it. It didn't go completely without a hitch today. We did have a couple of train issues, but nothing too bad. Deltic Dan has just managed to cram in at the last minute with a super chat. Thank you very much for that. You are entered to win the Jinty. Good luck. Hopefully you will win it. Nurse Noodle 67, goodbye Sam, hope you have a lovely day. Now I'm going to watch the IndyCar race. Oh, that sounds good. Enjoy that. Cheers Sam and everyone, says Charles Curtis. Bye Sam, says Alan Torres. I'll get through as many people as I possibly can. Who Are User was asking for a shout out, so goodbye to you. Good bay, says Ethan Hedges. Good bay to you too, Ethan. Bye bye Sam, have a great evening, says Norbert. Yeah, we've got some good food coming up this evening, I'm looking forward to that. Ultramaster, bye. Max's Model Railway, bye. They're coming in fast now. GWR Will, bye. I'm in England and on the 29th I don't have to get up at 8 AM, says Michael Forster. Well, that's good to hear, that's good to hear. Blue Highlander 02 says goodbye. Bye bye Samantha, says Mark. It's time to go on timeout, Mark. No, not really. I wouldn't do that to my mod. Lego Gauge Railways, bye Sam. See you mate, says Cooper Green. See ya Cooper, thank you for watching. Steamer, the steam train, says see you. That's probably why I got mixed up. Great stream, says Daniel Cutting. Thank you, Daniel, that's kind of you. See you later, man, says Dork Jones. Thank you, Huile User, for the the shout out. Teletubby bye bye, said Mark. Not the phrase I thought I'd be uttering on one of these streams. Aaron Class 66 asked for a shout out, so there you go, just at the last minute. And Mangle says bye, and Pacific CY says see you. So listen, thank you very much for your support. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate that you guys keep coming back to watch little old me run some engines in the loft. That is very, very good of you, so thank you for that. Quite nice to see so many people here today. That's been fantastic. And from me and from my engines, thank you very much for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again very, very soon with some more videos. But for now, once again, thank you for the support, and I will see you all very, very soon. Cheers, everybody. Well, that's the end of another live stream. Thank you all very much for watching, but more importantly, thank you all for your support. I will be doing another stream in a few weeks' time, so keep an eye on my channel. I'll normally announce it a couple of days in advance. But for now, folks, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you all very soon. Cheers, everybody.